Welcome to day one of ConvertKit. I'm in San Francisco and I'm really excited to be heading along in person to a design conference for the first time in many years. I am planning on bringing this camera and you along with me to the event to show you around, show you what it's like so you can live vicariously through it if you weren't able to attend yourself, or maybe to like have a nice fond memory of the event to look back on if you were there. So I'm off to go and get a coffee and then get a good seat for the keynote.
Good morning. Try not to think too far about where we are right now. Thank you.
We're looking forward to seeing you.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm in the main stage. It's like a big reunion of all of the designers that you've ever seen on the internet. It's fantastic.
Welcome to Config 2023! Woo! And today we're announcing that you can do just that. So, the future needs you to spark imagination into action. So, let's go build that future together.
Okay fam, we just saw a bunch of new stuff from Figma. So much. What's your favorite thing that they announced, or like thing you're most excited about?
So I do think all the like tokens / variables stuff was great. But I'm actually most excited about dev mode because it's going to make my workflow with my developers much easier, and I'm excited that they will have a home in Figma. So it's going to make my life easier by making their lives easier.
Okay, nice. Let's go ask some other people what they think.
Let's.
So Anna works at Figma. You have had an inside view, right, on what's coming out. What are you most excited about?
Definitely variables, just because you can apply them for design systems and building advanced prototyping. So that's the thing I was most excited about.
What are you excited about, Sarah?
Okay, what's exciting is just being here around lovely people, get to finally meet everybody in person, and maybe learn something about Figma and design, maybe.
Maybe, but more important, the people.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've come to a park to eat our lunch because there was a big line and it did not look like we were getting food anytime soon. So, I don't know. We decided to get Pokeballs instead and some sunshine. Heading back in now because we have learned that you need to line up very early to get into a talk, and we want to make sure we see Fem on stage.
This next talk is about community hot tips. So Femka is a design lead at Gusto, where she leads design with gusto. I think she wrote that joke. Okay.
There are some great Figma community resources and plugins to make this easier, like this plugin by Charlie Marie called Scribbles. Here I'm adding a sticker.
But I think that design as a function has probably ceded too much ground. You know, again, in many companies like...
And I raised up my hand to turn off the light above me. And just a few years before this. So remember when I told you that if you wanted to, nobody would stop you from giving a standing ovation. That's now.
Day 1 was hectic and pretty awesome, and I feel like I'm starting to lose my voice, so day 2 is going to be interesting. By far the like highlight talk of the day was getting to hear from Hallie at the end there. He was an impeccable storyteller. Like, he was holding that room's attention. We were laughing, we were crying, quite literally. He played us a piece of his music as well, and that was just, I don't know, hearing that out of the speakers, seeing him experience that on the stage too. Very, very special. I know I'm gonna like remember that talk honestly forever. Anyway, I am planning on making like a separate video about my takeaways from config, so I'll save more for that. But one takeaway so far is I realize I've been saying the name of the conference wrong. Everyone from Figma has been calling it config, and I just cannot, no, it's config to me, sorry. They've made a few changes to the schedule today because yesterday there was a lot of problems with being able to get into a room to see a talk. I don't know, I guess talks are more popular than expected. I only managed to go to 2 yesterday outside of the main keynotes, but I'm just looking at the schedule because they have an app with the agenda and things on it, and they've moved the deep dive trainings to the main stage rather than being in a smaller room, which I think was a great idea because everyone that I've talked to is wanting to go to the deep dives. These are sessions where we're going to get hands-on training and like more examples of the new features that Figma released. I'm especially interested in going to the variables session and then one about dev mode as well. I'm especially interested in learning more about variables. I'm really excited about it. It seems like a great way to better align our design system in Figma to a design system in the code base. As you know, if you've watched my channel before, I've been making a design system series that's been slow going. We're honestly, I don't know, we're at the very beginnings of building out the system, and so I think it'd be good to like from the ground up build in variables as part of it. Tonight Fem and I are hosting a meetup, a design life meetup, and I'm a little concerned because the venue we've got holds 150 people, and I met so many people yesterday who were like, I'm planning on coming to your after party, and I'm like, I hope that we can all fit. We've had like 500 people RSVP, so yeah. We'll see how that goes, but still it's nice because to start with I was worried that we would get enough people, and so having too many is a champagne problem. Anyway, I think it is time to go get some coffee and dive back into the socializing. There's a few people I really want to meet today. I managed to have great conversations yesterday with a bunch of people who I was like looking forward to hanging out with here. Meeting Johnny in the line for the Figma Like the Pros talk was awesome, and we just got to like sit for half an hour and chat, which was really great. Johnny was my first ever guest on my podcast Inside Marketing Design, so that was really special to meet in person. Looking forward to seeking out more folks today and making the most of being here in person. So let's put some shoes on and go down.
Pretty huge topic, and I only have about 10 minutes, so I'm just going to try to cover 2 things. It's going to be important to set the foundations for the foundation feature. The foundations for the foundation feature, if you will.
We managed to get lunch today.
Alright, Joey, what has been your favorite part of config so far?
The intro. I was not expecting to shout out from Dylan at all.
I also want to give a shout out to Joey Banks. I don't know where you are, Joey. Joey, for years, has built and maintained just immaculate kits, and we just appreciate all the work you've done so much, Joey.
That was so special.
For the iOS kit, that was so thoughtful. That made my entire week. That was such a fun project, and it's over. It's, you know, on to the next thing, but that was the perfect way to close it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been amazing.
Oh my gosh, I am so tired. What a day. I have left the conference for now, so I don't think I'll be going back to the venue itself. I decided instead of sticking around for a last talk, even though the Fig match sounds really fun, I needed to come back to my hotel and rest a bit and rest my voice too. Met more great people today, including 2 previous guests of Inside Marketing Design, which was really fun. The deep dives, getting to see more of the Figma features was really awesome. I'm very excited about all the collaboration opportunities between designers and developers. It really honestly made me wish that Corey, the front-end developer on our team, was here as well. But yeah, in that last walkthrough of dev mode, they gave really good examples of the ways that David and I are going to need to set up our design files so that they're going to be more useful for Corey in dev mode. My voice is fading, can you hear it? I might try to nap a little bit This is a flattering angle. Before I go to the meetup that Fem and I are hosting. Okay, I'm all dressed and ready for the meetup. I'm gonna leave this camera behind because I don't want to be carrying it around all night, but you'll see some clips on my phone of the meetup. Packing up to leave. Sadly, these 2 days of config are over. It feels like it's been a week. Cannot believe how many people came to our meetup. It meant so much to us. I know there was a good portion of people there who just like wanted to come to an after party, which was great. Like we were happy to provide that, but it meant an extra amount to hear from so many people that they watch our videos, that they listen to our podcast, and just to hear everyone's story and to hear how our content has impacted them and their job hunts and their growth. It's like, I don't know, this is the reason that I make videos, and it was a really nice reminder to have that. It's easy when you do YouTube to get lost in the numbers and feel down about that sometimes, and so this was a great reminder that every number of you is a real person with a real life and a real job that we're helping. Hope you enjoyed coming along to config with me. It was a wild 2 days, so busy, so many people, and I definitely want to do it all again next year. If the vlog was a little bit chaotic, that is kind of a good reflection of these 2 days, honestly. It did feel that way, but it was a fun kind of chaos. I hope you enjoyed coming along and experiencing config with me, and if you're one of the people who I met while I was at config, if you came up and said hi, then thank you so much for that. It meant a lot. Stay tuned for a video coming soon where I share my like top takeaways, things I learned at config, things I'm thinking about implementing in my process next. We'll get into all of that next, but in the meantime, go check out another vlog right here of a feature launch day.